So today I'm speaking about nature corridors. But what are nature corridors? They're basically things that connect one place to another place. So you could take two woodlands, maybe they're both nature reserves. These could be like islands in a sea of not so good habitat. So a nature corridor, for example, an area of hedgerow like I'm walking next to, can connect one place to another. And it allows species to be able to travel. So I'm walking along this nice beautiful hedgerow and there's things like bluebells all along the side of it. I'll show you right now. Where are they? Here they are. So there's bluebells all the way up this hedgerow, and in the wood I'm going to there's going to be lots of bluebells as well. So these are really important things because they mean that the species that live in these sort of core habitats, maybe like the Woodland Nature Reserve for example, don't become isolated, just on their own and not connected to anything else. So habitat loss and fragmentation, which is sort of the breakup of large areas of habitat, is one of the leading reasons why biodiversity and species are in decline, which is why it's really important to have these nature connections or these wildlife corridors. But the best thing about them, in my opinion, is actually that they go quite often right through the middle of where humans live. So you take things like canals, the cycle path which I'm walking along, hedgerows, gardens, all these things are essentially habitat corridors because they're quite often lined with trees, they quite often have beautiful flower verges on the sides of them, and that means that they're not only a bridge between one habitat and another, but they're also a bridge between humans and nature. They can also be some of the best places to see wildlife because they're more accessible, but also because they rub up against a lot of different habitats. So this cycle track I'm on goes next door to lots of woodlands, but it's also near farmland, near houses, near a river, so it's got a lot of different species that could be using it. So I'll show you the beautiful patch of bluebells I'm next to, but also while sitting here filming this video, I have found a really cool plant called Lords and Ladies, also known as cuckoo pint, and it's a really I think it's also called bloody finger or something as well, something like that. Loads of weird folk names, and I'll show you its leaf now. You can identify it with this sort of weird, I don't know how to describe that, owl head shaped leaf, I suppose. The two splits at the bottom and then kind of goes up quite pointy at the top, and they've got these weird sort of long spiky flowers, and you know, have red berries right at the bottom of them in the autumn, which is really amazing. I wasn't expecting that. And I say this is just right next door to the cycle path, but I've popped in here and I can hear, you know, birds sing. I can hear willow warblers, blackcaps, there's thrushes, robins, all kinds of things. And of course these areas aren't just links between habitats, they are habitats in their own right. So I'm walking next to a canal right now, and I've seen ducks, I've seen moorhen. I'm keeping my eye out for a grass snake that's been seen around here, which are awesome things. You can get really, really big. They're not poisonous, and they'll play dead if they see you, so don't worry. They're really, really beautiful things. It's got this sort of like a vicar's collar kind of white mark on their neck. Really, really cool. And yeah, it's amazing that this canal was once a heavily industrialised area, which would have had these big barges on it carrying coal and metal, and now it's a little wildlife oasis. So I'm just walking along this canal path, and I've seen on the side, I'm showing you a lot of plants in this video. I'm showing you these patch of wild garlic, or ramson it's called. You can tell by this lovely white flower, and then if you sort of pick a little bit of leaf and smell it, it smells like an Italian. And the thing is, we could have so much more wildlife areas and wildlife corridors if we want to. So for example, about 70% of the UK is farmed. Now lots of this is not very good for wildlife, some of it is, but what if all of that was fantastic quality for wildlife? That means there'd be hardly any barriers for wildlife to go from one place to another. Another example is that meadows hold about 8 times as much wildlife as mown grass. So you know, you take suburban areas of houses, or you know, industrial estates and stuff like that, which have these big lawns outside. If they were just allowed to grow a little bit more and have those wildflowers, think about how good that would be for wildlife. And then of course there's people's gardens. There's about 430,000 hectares of gardens in the UK, if that was all really good quality for wildlife, once again that would be perfect, wouldn't it? So what can you do to help make wildlife more connected and protect these wildlife corridors? Of course, you can do stuff in your own garden, make it a little bit more wild. So have flowering plants, grow a tree, have a climber going over your fence, make a small hole, you know, about 14 centimeters. Don't know why I'm doing that. If on my other hand next to it, you'd understand. A 14 centimeter square hole in your fence, perfect for hedgehogs to get from one garden to another. But you can also volunteer to protect areas such as this canal, so the Canals and Rivers Trust, for example, or Friends of the Park Association, things like that. I've done a video, it's called 5 Ways to Help Save Nature. Check that out, that gives you loads of suggestions about what you can do. So go and check out your wildlife corridors. Go to the canal path, go to the rivers, go to the cycle path, go to your park, get out in your garden, go check out and see what you can see, and also how you can make it better. Please comment below if you'd like me to talk a little bit more about wildlife gardening, or any suggestions for any videos you'd like to see. And yeah, please like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.